Okay, and let me try this again without mute. Good morning, everyone. It is February 22nd, which means it's time for Mission for Healthy Heroes. Now play the song. The show begins. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Please forgive me. Look, let's be honest here. 11 years ago, 2 o'clock in the morning meant it was about time to leave the bar. And now, make sure I didn't just mute my microphone here. Okay, I can still see it. But now it means that, I'm starting a 22-hour marathon. Things are going to be a little bit different this year. Okay, just to let you know. Um, it's easy to join the conversation. You can put anything in the chat and we will answer your questions. It being a Sunday, right? Yeah, it is still Sunday. It being a Sunday, we do have more recorded segments than usual. Okay. That's fine. We wanted people to participate however they could. Participation is key. Okay. If you have something you would like to say, okay, you have to stick to the rules. This is not about hate. This is not about argument. This is not about anything but healing, talking, discussing how we can help others. The red QR code is how you can go to the page and you can find the links to join us live throughout the day. You can join the conversations. You can come on and tell your story. Again, I need you to read the disclaimer. I need you to read it because cannot, we will not put up with people bashing each other, with any of this stuff. Okay? This is about doing good. This is about helping people, and this is about making a difference for everyone out there. We are raising money for a program. So again, scan the QR code, the red one, the QR code. That's how you can take and join us now or anytime throughout the day. These will disappear during the Things Network shows. They will be disappearing then because I've allowed them to control their own shows. Okay. Now, I will be joining in on the 13th dimension, which I believe is in the fourth segment. No, it's in the third segment. So in about 7 hours, I believe. So I will be joining with Jeremy and Nick, and I believe it's his uncle who is he's one of the very few, and we're lucky. He served, I believe, in Korea. So not very many are around that still served in Korea. So for us to be able to speak to one of them, to one of these heroes from such a long time ago, I am so excited about this. It's unbelievable. Um, what is Mission for Healthy Heroes? Very, very simple, folks. When we started this show 4 years ago, we started this as a way that we could support our heroes, our troops. And that is still 100% what we want to do. But we also want to include our first responders. We want to include our law enforcement officers. We want to include our teachers. We want to include our caregivers, our civilian engineers. There's so many people who need to be included. Are any of those something that you do? I dare to say yes, because if you have kids, you're a caregiver. If you're an employer, you're a teacher. Look, there are so many things out there where you have become someone's hero. There are so many things out there that mean that you take and put their lives, their well-being ahead of yours. So our goal for the next 22 hours is to talk about how when things are at its worst, we as a community, we as a people in whole can come together. And I don't care if we're in the great United States or if we are in UK. We've got a couple people from Scotland coming on here in a couple hours. We've got Joel who's right now in Egypt. Lucky. I don't have much of a bucket list, but Egypt would definitely be one of them. But this is not an American problem. This is a worldwide problem that people are suffering. There's a silent suffering. There's a physical suffering. There's a mental suffering. People suffer every day, and we can help them. Let's start the conversation, and let's see what we can do. You will see a PayPal QR code up there. That PayPal is going to help us build the Come Together Compass. Okay? And the Come Together Compass is something brand new. It's something that you're going to see a little video about it from my friends at Arizona State University. They are working hard on it, and I actually just got the video this morning, so I've only been able to watch like the first minute and a half, and it cheered me up quite a bit. It really did. I was so excited because I got to see this. So the Come Together Compass is what we're raising money for today, and I would like to introduce you to what the Come Together Compass is.
Life hits fast. Crisis doesn't wait. And too many families face hardship alone. But what if one community, one movement, could guide people from crisis to stability and finally home? The Come Together Compass was created for one reason. No one should face hardship alone. Families are overwhelmed. Nonprofits are stretched thin. Businesses want to help but don't know where to start. Resources exist, but they're scattered, confusing, and hard to access. The purpose of the Come Together Compass is simple: to guide people from crisis to stability by uniting the community around them. The compass removes confusion, connects families to real help, gives businesses a meaningful way to give back, and builds a culture where compassion is the norm. At the heart of the compass is a belief. When we work together, we guide people home. Home isn't just a place. It's safety, it's support, it's knowing someone cares enough to walk with you through the storm. The North Pillar is physical needs, providing real, immediate help: food, clothing, household essentials, transportation, emergency resources. When crisis hits, people don't need a maze, they need a map. The compass gives them a clear path to support. The East Pillar is emotional needs, because hardship isn't just physical. People need connection, encouragement, and strength. The compass offers peer support, check-ins, and mental wellness resources. Help that feels human, not transactional. The South Pillar is community connection, building long-term stability. The compass links families to nonprofits, business partners, volunteers, and community events. This is how crisis becomes stability, and stability becomes empowerment. And the West Pillar is the promise of the compass, the commitment that no one will be left behind. Every family will be met with dignity, Every partner will be valued. Every act of kindness will guide someone closer to home. The Compass serves families and individuals facing hardship, nonprofits who want to collaborate, businesses who want to give back, donors and volunteers who want to make a real impact. The Compass matters because people are struggling silently, because resources are scattered, because good people want to help but don't know where to start, because community should mean something. This is more than a program. It is a beacon, a guide, a promise. Join the movement, support a family, partner with the Compass. Help us guide people home.
Okay, so there is like your first introduction to what the Come Together Compass is. That is our plan to support people everywhere. That is our goal, to help everyone. It's a bold goal, but it's doable, folks. I don't give a damn what they've told us from the beginning. You can't help everyone. That's nonsense. Because if you and I work together, we can help one person. That person and ourselves, we help someone together, that moves it forward, and so on and so forth. Okay, we can help everyone. So it's nonsense for people to think that we can't. And one of the things that we're going to explore today is, look, we're going to have stories of people who have been through very, very tough times and they're still trying to find the way out of them. That's where you come in. Pitch suggestions on stuff that you've done. Vocalize. Use the chat. Talk to everyone. Suggest things. Don't ever tell somebody that you've got the perfect cure for them, because you don't know that for sure. But you can sure as hell tell someone, look, this is what I did, and I felt so much better. This is what I did, and whoa, I'll never do that again. And I've got a couple of those that I can put out there. After my motorcycle accident, there's been a couple things that I've tried that, yeah, didn't quite work the way that I wanted them to. You know, uh, oh my God, that sounds very uncomfortable. Our first guest is waiting in the green room, and we're gonna get to him in just a second. But I got one more thing to say. Okay, uh, Lynn Sobolski, one of our great giving partners, has generously given us a 1 hour tarot reading that we are going to be giving away tonight. And how do you get that tarot reading? By, no matter what social media you're on watching this right now, making sure you are subscribed. Share it. And then comment. Done. Whatever. Share this with others, and you will be in the running. Doesn't cost you a penny. If you donate, let me get this right here. If you donate any amount of money, if you donate, you're in the running. Somebody's going to win a 1 hour free reading from Lynn Sobolski, and we're going to draw that at 10 p.m. East tonight. God, that sounds like it's a long way away. I don't know if it does to anybody else, but it sure as hell does to me. So, but I am pleased to bring on our first guest. He contacted me the other day, and we started talking a little bit. And he was telling me what some of the things that he's got going on, and I'm very, very interested to hear this story. And I'm very, very pleased to introduce you to Scott. How's it going? Whoa, Scott, let me make it to where people can actually see you. There we go. How you doing, Scott? Oh, you're muted, my friend.
Oh,
There we go.
all right.
So,
How's that mic? Is the audio okay?
yeah, you're okay.
Okay.
You're a couple miles from Colorado, right?
About 4,000, maybe
Oh, okay.
5,000.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's
So
you just mentioned it's a little chilly where you're at.
we're. I can tell you right now. See, it is saying currently absolutely nothing here right now. So it warmed up a little bit. A small heat wave.
I'm
It was a
sorry,
negative.
you froze there a little bit. We didn't get that.
Yeah, it was negative 40 about a month ago. So it's warmed up a little bit to 20 now.
Oh, gee. Oh, negative 20. All right. Well,
Yeah.
um, yeah. And your family just hit a moose.
Oh, yeah, about 45 minutes ago, she called. They were on their way down from Anchorage, and right at the head of the bay, it's got a turning an arm. There's a couple of moose in the road, and looks like the front end of the van's missing now. So they're hanging out with troopers, and forgive me, I'll keep an update on them, see what's going on. So currently they're warm, working on getting back toward Anchorage for the night, and then we'll figure this out tomorrow when the sun comes up, because the sun doesn't come up till it's actually coming up a little earlier now, so we're starting to gain some daylight. So we'll have a little more light tomorrow.
Well, brother, if you've got to jump off at any point in time, you just let me know. So I appreciate it. So, Scott, why don't we get started by telling us just a little bit about why you're joining us? And I see that you've got a U.S. Coast Guard shirt on. I know that you are a veteran. I want to first off say thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for your service. You know, I didn't want to get yelled at, and I didn't want to cut my hair, so I didn't serve. And now I'm on my third marriage, and I've got a receding hairline, so we see how well that went.
I've got about 5,000 hours in the 130, and where that pad sits right there is completely chafed, like basically through, like it fits my headset perfectly. That pad.
Yeah, that's
So,
great. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, Scott.
um, well, this is where I've been hanging out for about 3 years. I've been waiting for referrals to get approved, and my legs have slowly been deteriorating away, and so I've got bilaterally blown knees. The meniscus are pretty much shattered, with some other soft tissue damage, the LCL, MCL, and there's some cyst. The largest one we know of is it was 28 millimeters, so almost an inch on one knee. Bilaterally crushed pelvis, so both labrums are blown on both sides with some torn tissue, glute tissue, and then just kind of travels up to some thoracic instability. I just learned that this labrum and rotator cuff was torn, but hadn't been complaining about that one. But it explains a lot. And my right arm was repaired. Let's see, it's 26 now. So in 24, it was repaired over 3 surgeries, and then just hit delays and hiccups. And now my left arm was 1 surgery in, and the wrist has gone to crap. So kind of starting to think outside the box and going down like nutrition route, maybe looking into fasting type of a workout. Starting to learn like if you fast once around 3 days in, your body starts making cells, and a lot of new research coming out with stem cells. So if that's a way to possibly get things to work, it's time to start experimenting.
Um, are these all one injury? Is this multiple incidents that happened? I mean, if it's one injury, I can understand. I can understand it, but it seems like a hell of a lot for one. So
There's some 14 surgeries in. Around 2006. Forget which hurricane it was. It was Gustav. Um, yeah, it was one of those earlier ones in middle of 2005, 2006. We hit an air pocket, and I went weightless in the back of the C-130. And when the C-130, started climbing again, I just slammed down onto the deck of the C-130. Has got conveyors for pallets to roll, and my ankle hit that. The conveyor rolled. It snapped 3 ligaments in my ankle, and then came down, cracked a rib. Um, and then that's where I started losing my trust in medical care, because it was just a sprain for a year. I'd pick my leg up and my ankle would hang. I'm like, what's going on? And strap it up and go fly another day because I said it was okay. And so that led to, my first unit, I was doing AIDS navigation in Panama City Beach. Great unit. I was barely 18, just riding the beaches of Panama City Beach, which I'm a South Georgia boy originally. So that was, spring break time back when Panama City was the place to go. But I was working on the sea buoy, and that is what marks the channel for all the ships to come into port. And I was kneeling down on the buoy. The seas were getting rough, and as we were transferring the gear, the coxswain left the boat in reverse, and we took a swell, and it just pinned me between the boat, and that was one of my initial pelvis injuries. And you just shake it off, keep going. What ended up doing me in was a crash in 2012. We were getting ready to go flying and was going to grab some hot food from town for some chicken wings. And on the way back, the lady ran a stop sign and I T-boned her, and it was an instantaneous stop. The engine sheared in half, launched down the road, and the rest of it pushed back into the car, crushed my legs, my seatbelt stripped, and my chest ended up hitting the steering wheel, bent the steering column, and then my head bubbled up the A-frame, which was right there. It hit that, bubbled it, and then bubbled out the glass. My right hand was stuck in the dash, and I don't know where my left arm was. Whoops. And it was all smoky. I panicked, thought I was on fire, and just all training comes back to you. You hand over hand. Got my hand out of the dash. Pulled myself out of the car, flopped down, and there was a corpsman behind me. He was on his duty lunch, and I saw him, and I crawled away from the fluids that were leaking out and just collapsed on the ground. And I called my wife. Mhm. Yeah, called my wife and told her that she was going to see an accident scene, but I was still alive.
Brother, I'm sorry about
So,
that.
and that was the beginning of hell. Um, from that point forward, it's been documented as implausible and impossible, or impossible or implausible without farther evidence or something like legal doctor PhD parrot jargon. Um, so I do have some emotions or feelings about medical care. I feel like I was zombified is my clinical diagnosis, and AI has certified me as either a first year resident or fourth year PhD level student. So mocking the industry a little bit, but I was SSRI'd for a decade. And when you're on 300 milligrams of sertraline, which no human should ever be on, your brain it shuts down. You see what's going on, but you're zombified. The pain is numbed. It's You feel the pain, but the doctors say it's old age. It's just wear and
Mhm.
tear. Um, it's wear and tear on an average human body. It's not wear and tear on the boys who go out and who are asked to do the implausible or do the impossible. That's where the medical industry has failed us greatly. Is we come back from doing the impossible, from spilling our blood around the globe, and we're treated like an average citizen who's walking around without a clue of what we've witnessed when we've gone out and we've looked death square into the face and we've blasted him and we've taken him to the grave, and we come back as survivors, and we're told that our stories are impossible and we're just written off with another SSRI. Um, we can jump forward in time a little bit to, let's see, um, January 2024. I was seeking some physical care for another year, another round at Sierra Tucson, and it was a facade. There was no medical care, but I did get an autism assessment, and the autism diagnosis was emailed a month later. Hindsight with that diagnosis in my life and career, it put everything into perspective with my pattern recognition and ability to find things and diagnose things. And just coming back from what we've been asked to do is, and then being treated like it never happened. Or we walk into somewhere and the first thing out of a provider's mouth is, I'm sorry, we don't issue prescription drugs or pain medication here. And the first thing in our mind, the first thought is, I'll censor myself, is don't judge me for walking in off the street. The fact that I'm a wounded soldier coming in asking for help, it gives you no right for your ignorance to be this. Sorry, it gives them no right to have the freedom to be this ignorant and judge us for walking in seeking help. And that is probably one of the worst things you can possibly do to a vet asking for help, is automatically judge them and say, we don't give out pain meds here because we don't take pain meds.
You know, brother, I'd like to share a story with you if you don't mind. But there was one time when I went in to go see my doctor. My doctor wasn't in, and so it was a nurse's, just one of those nurse technician uh, types who saw me. And I walked in there, and I have had a I've had a problem with, well, first off, I walked around with a broken neck for 3 years before they diagnosed a broken neck after the motorcycle accident. And I walked in and I was telling this nurse's assistant that I needed them to look closer into my neck. And she looked at me and she told me that they've done everything that they are required to do, and that I am just showing signs of a drug seeker. And I looked at her at that point in time because her advice was, well, I'll just send you to a pain specialist. And I ended up getting kicked out of that that clinic because I went on a tirade. I told him, I have no interest in your drugs. I want to feel better. I want to be better. I'm where you're at when it comes to the medication. You know, if I have to have the medication to feel better, I need the medication. I don't want the medication. I want to feel better.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because they give you the equivalent of candy, instead of something that's actually going to kill the pain. And then when you ask them for a test to see if maybe something else is going on, you have to jump through the hoops because of insurance. I'm pretty sure that you've got to deal with VA and everything else, which is much more complex than what we have to deal with as civilians. But, you know, what are have you tried anything that is non-medical? Have you done any of the and I'm just going to ask this because I see behind you you have a marijuana leaf. Has that ever been something that you've done for the pain?
Yeah, that's actually the FBI gave me that as an award.
Ah,
It's U.S. Coast Guard Federal Law Enforcement, and it's got the rifle and a baton on it. Um, it was we were down at the FBI headquarters in Tampa for a case. We found about 6 tons of cocaine, and just turned into a big comical. Oh, we were towing our laundry. I'm like, okay, well, that's a thick cable for laundry. But yeah, so like, in 2019, I was diagnosed with cancer. I was seminoma, and actually, I'm gonna jump tracks real quick. I had talked to a friend that had seminoma, and his idea is to get a hat and stitch on the side some sort of a font that says "One Hung Low," and so all the guys who had testicular cancer is a member of the One Hung Low Club. Anyways, um, so once I did that, and I can't do pain remedies like Vicodin perks. I'm too sensitive to it, which I've learned a lot of neurodivergents are somewhat sensitive to a lot of prescription pain meds. Um, I started trying cannabis, and then I ended up going just non-compliant on all the meds the VA ever gave me, and my brain cleared up within 3 or 4 months, and it was a mental roller coaster like you can't imagine. But yeah, so cannabis is the only thing I use now. If on the bad days I do have some cyclobenzaprine, just muscle relaxer, and then I alternate Tylenol and naproxen. So I'm not a doctor. This isn't a recommendation,
No, 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 no,
but
no, no, no.
but for me personally, I like Tylenol. I'll take up to 1,000 milligrams of Tylenol,
Hmm.
and we'll alternate to up to a maximum of 650 milligrams of naproxen, and do that for like a day, and then I'll taper down to like 400 to 600 Tylenol, and then 400 naproxen, and I'll alternate them 4 hours, because of the way it affects your kidney and liver, they're processed differently. Like I said, I don't give medical advice. That's just what I do personally as an injured vet who's been trained in some trauma. So want to throw that in there for you too, disclaimer, so you don't get in trouble.
Oh yeah, you know what? We actually that's one thing we try to make very and you heard me say it. We're never going to tell anybody to that this is going to heal you. That's not our job. Our job is to tell people what you've done. I used to do the THC gummies, but it made me and funny that you mentioned cyclobenzaprine. That was one of the things that they put me on, but I would take a 5 milligram cyclobenzaprine and I'd fall asleep for 36 hours.
Uh,
So, I mean, they were great when I couldn't sleep.
yeah, they're like clockwork for me. 45 minutes, 43 minutes, it hits me, and I'm down for 3 hours. I'm right back up.
Wow. And see, that right there, Scott, is the reason why, guess what? We never know what's going to work for people. and
Right.
and that's the reason why we try to tell people about what's going, what others have done, and see maybe if it fits them right. Scott, what are
Yeah.
you doing now? What are you doing to help yourself, and what are you doing? You're getting into like multimedia in a way.
Um, yeah. So, like I said, this is my garage. I just pulled out a parachute, which is, I don't even know what case that was from. And I don't even think my boiler. Can you hear my boiler? Is that messing with your
No,
audio at
no,
all?
I can't.
Um, so yeah, I just kind of threw that up as a backdrop, and VHS case of a drug case, and trying to use this as a little test run to see how well it works for for doing things like this. But the biggest thing I found through this all is the content creator community, um, and it's probably been the biggest help, especially masking for 42 years of my life, which like I'm getting fidgety and not looking around, and that's just kind of more me just coming out. But when you mask for that long, and then
Mhm.
you find a community where there's a lot of similarities. And also being an 80s baby, I was the last generation to put an A-track into the dashboard of the 81 Camaro, and the first generation to do a RCA to USB to convert an analog, VHS or cassette that I ripped from Napster to to a digital, so tying all that stuff, and then I was a camera operator, flying around, in a C-130, watching around. So I've kind of been in the tech world for a while, and just recording for a long time, and now starting to put stuff together. But yeah, content creation, digital arts has definitely turned into a form of expression, and then realizing that my life may have been a little unique. Um, and then I don't know if there's a coach watching around your stream, but she's been a big part of seeing everything.
Yeah, I know that we've had people already popping in and out. There's a lot of people who are, nighttime. They do all this stuff at night, and so they pop in and then they disappear for a couple hours, and then we see them again a little bit later on in the day. And I know that we've got quite a few coaches coming on. Hey, are you looking for anything when it comes to when it comes to your media? Is there anything that we can try to help you find?
Um, right now it's, I guess, putting the story together in a logical order that has value to the viewer. I mean, everybody's seen the shorts where it's like, "Hey, look at me, I'm riding a bike," but why does the girl get a million likes for putting on makeup? Well, because she's teaching viewers how to put on makeup. She's getting value. You riding your bike, jumping off of something, there's no value. You're not explaining anything. You're complaining about not getting views. So trying to put a life. I'm not saying I worked with James Bond or lived any life like James Bond, but if you lived a life as James Bond's cameraman that only replaced batteries, that's kind of similar to experiences from my life, but trying to find the story and the value that would help others through their life, because wisdom comes from experience and experience comes from knowledge, and it's just a continuous loop. But, you know, and then trying to, I guess, spread the stories out to affect change. The next generation of guys that are about to come back from Iran, they can't be treated this way. It's absurd, and it's a facade to the rest of society. Um, so trying to get our stories out to just bring awareness, I guess, is going to be the only hope for the next generation coming back. And I was sitting in the VA hospital in Phoenix, and there was 130 of us in the waiting room. And as I was looking back and forth, reading the hats, some said Vietnam, some said World War II, some said Desert Storm, Desert Shield. And starting to see some post 9/11, and it's 2026, and the only thing that hasn't changed since World War II is that veteran sitting in the wheelchair. They all look the same. They're all getting the same care. And why hasn't our care been upgraded to the times that we have? Why isn't Congress and people who make the rules for our health care, why aren't they required to get health care by the VAs in their state? Like, if you're making the rules, you should be getting the same health care so you see what we're seeing in your state. You're our elected representatives. Like, why are you going to the South to try to get illegals out before your vets are even taken care of? Or are they just scared of what will happen if we survive the slow kill program? I don't know.
You
It's
know,
just my theories.
yeah, and I love your theories. Look, here's one of the things that absolutely pisses me off is that we sit there and you are part of the group of people that raise your right hand, take a solemn oath, yet they can't pass a bill that supports you medically without adding something else in. And so that bill bounces back and forth in a state of being dead because the other side doesn't want that other thing passed. Why the hell can't we tell people, look, there is no such thing as adding on to veteran care. You can't add any other bill to veteran care. Veteran care is veteran care. That's it. It's a
Yeah.
standalone thing from here on out.
Yeah.
What's so hard
No, I,
about
I think I
why?
think the people in DC who represent our states, I think they should be required to, why they sit in that office, they should be required to have medical care at our VA facilities. And I guarantee you, you would see a night and day difference. Oh, especially if you get that guy from California, that Newsom guy. I bet you if got him in a VA facility, it would change.
Yeah.
Never mind. There's too many citizens in those. Sorry. I'll stay away from that. You asked us not to go there.
Well, you know what? Like I said, look, here's and this is the reason why. Okay, I know that look, government is a very very hot topic. I feel very strongly um one way and very strongly. But what I also feel very strongly about is and stronger about is that we need to find we need to find ways to help each other out, because the government, as it's set up right now, and it doesn't matter who's in office, is useless to people who are suffering. It's useless. It doesn't do its job. Insurance companies are running rampant, and they are making it to where healthcare is ridiculous and it doesn't work. Doctors can't do their jobs. Doctors are being made to see numbers, not people. And we need to get the government out of our healthcare, and we need to work together to see how we can help each other. That's kind of where I'm at with that. I don't care, which idiot you voted for, because they're all idiots. They're all idiots, and none of them really give a rat's ass about any of us. That's just the truth of it.
I've definitely learned that. Like a year and a half ago, I got a pop up for the funeral home, and I'm just like, huh, I'm kind of curious. How does this work? And I wasn't going down that path, but I was very upset at the time. And so I went ahead and did the pre-arrangements and got the quote, $2,000, I think. And I sent it to the VA in Anchorage. I sent it to a couple elected officials. I'm just like, hey, just wondering what I need to do in order to make pre-arrangements to get pre-authorization for my funeral, since I'll be graduating the slow kill program soon. And to this day, I haven't heard anything back. And it's just like, like what? How else do you say I need help? And I have sent that email. I need help. Like, I am not doing good, and there's just nothing. All you hear is just empty chambers. There's just nothing. It's sad. Um, like, I didn't know what else to do, and I just started pitching temper tantrums because I knew the temper tantrums would get marked and they get cataloged, or not cataloged, but they'd make a breadcrumb trail. And then I found out the neurodivergent thing, and then I figured out just how far behind the facade I thought that you know we had in society, and it just wasn't there. The support systems weren't there, and you just never get a response from anybody.
Hey, Scott, can I ask you a favor, brother?
Yes, sir.
If you need to talk to somebody, would you consider reaching out to me? You got my number, you got my email. I'm not,
No, I am.
man,
For
I am not
me,
a professional, and I'm not going to solve all your problems, but brother, I'm here to listen to you.
I know for sure. I think for me, the biggest thing is you have to decide early on in your life that that will never be an option. And you never change that decision in the heat of the moment. You always fail safe back to your original decision. And the only time you can ever change that decision is when you're rational and in a calm state of mind. And you have to default to that original decision not to do anything crazy.
It is
And by doing
actually,
that,
yeah.
that's,
The only,
that's
pr- you
what
know,
I
the
meant to
only,
do.
yeah, the only bad thing about that is, unfortunately, when someone decides to take that final step, there's a lot of times it's within 90 seconds. It's a 90-second thought. And unfortunately, there's just that moment of you mentioned it earlier, that you need that moment of clarity, and then there's that moment of confusion and just uh disenchantment, and I give up, and within 90 seconds someone's gone. I
I
love
can't count on both hands how many people have done it around me. I mean, our neighbor in Kodiak, we got the door, knock on the door at 2 a.m. and it's like, hey, can you please check on everybody in your family? And then they found the holes in the wall, the next day, and it just wasn't a pretty situation. And I mean, the stories like that just go on and on.
Mhm. Well, look, man, I would like to give you a chance to, if there's anything else that you would like to say, I'd love to give you the forum to tell people anything. Um, Tell people, do me a favor and tell people how they can help you out and what you can do to help them.
I think the best thing you can do is start asking questions when you see a vet. Ask how their healthcare is, and you'll start to form the bigger picture yourself. I mean, it's not a illegal legal thing. It's, were you willing to serve and fight for the country, for the freedoms for people to be doing what they're doing right now? And more than a thank you oftentimes helps. Like, listen to one story versus rolling an eye, or just simply ask how their healthcare is going, and then petition your state government. Send an email.
Yeah.
I've sent emails with arms being rebuilt, like pecking on the thing because there's absolutely no ADA accommodations at all. The one time I asked for ADA accommodations was for a disabled camping pass at a Atwood building in Anchorage, and the manager of the facility looked at me and said, "Stephen Hawkins figured out life. You should too." And I swore right then and there I was about to figure out life. And there's nothing more dangerous than a vet who has nothing else to lose and nowhere else to go. But as long as you got a good head on your shoulders, you find content creation, you start to figure it out. And that vet will be a force to reckon with. I can guarantee you that.
Man, I want you to know that I love you, and I appreciate your story, and I do want you to know that, you know, look, like I said, I don't know how many problems I'll ever solve, but I'll tell you that I'm an ear if you ever need it. And I appreciate your service, and I appreciate you. Um, you mentioned your family, Scott. What 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 does your family mean to you? I mean, in this process specifically.
They've they've always been the world to me. Unfortunately, after my wreck, they pretty much I feel like lost their dad. Physically, I haven't been able to be a part of my kid's life. I don't even think I've been capable of like actually throwing a ball outside with him, just because I've been waiting for repairs, and it's just one delay after another. And I think during the last administration, I had something like 200 and some odd approvals for healthcare, and 48 hours later they get canceled. And it's like, why do they do so many get approved? Why do so many get canceled? And now we just can't get anything through the administration for approvals. It's difficult. And I've completely lost the thought of what your question was and got sidetracked. And that's just what my brain does. Welcome to ADHD.
Yeah,
What was the
no, no,
question
brother.
again?
I was just asking you, you know, the thought, the, you know, your family and how
Family, yeah.
important they are.
Um, her turns 18 in a couple days, and she hasn't had a father her entire high school years. And there's just been it's unfortunate. It's almost like a mourning process that somebody's alive, but they're also dead at the same time. So I sit in this garage and I watch the family outside, like through cameras or something. I try to record them when I can, so I've at least seen them grow up. But it's it's been hard to live for the American dream and then, in a way, kind of have it robbed because of systems. You can't go from a person who's responsible. It's a system, and the family doesn't see the fight, or the toll or the tears or the things like that. And the story gets even deeper. The situation I've been in is it's been absolutely ridiculous, but I'm determined to see what happens on the other side, because taking the path of 22, it's too easy. um, there's something bigger and better on the other side. Even though if you did take that path, the family's going to potentially be, they'll have GoFundmes and all this stuff, but there's something bigger for those who fight with the narrow path. Like it's definitely worth the fight, and
Yeah.
I'll be able to make up for the time that I missed.
Well, Scott,
In the middle
again.
of my story right now, but we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Well, Scott, again, just know that you've got an ally here with us, and if there's anything that we can help do, I beg for you to reach out for us to us. Um,
And likewise.
yeah, I appreciate it. This is the first time you and I have met face to face. We had a telephone call the other day, and I greatly appreciate it. Um, I look forward to trying to get a hold of you sometime next week, and after I recover from today, you know. But I, like you, I have a head injury, and these are the kind of things that I think I can live through. And then the next day I feel like, I've, I feel like somebody's parked their vehicle on top of my skull. So, and I'm just about as airheaded as it gets. So, But yeah, I look
Can I
forward.
throw a company under the bus real quick?
Yeah,
I
go
think you
for it.
might like it with the head injury. So I'm an injured vet, TBI, and we have ways that we adapt. And the way I stutter, I transcribe my phone calls. So anytime a business or somebody calls, like it transcribes so that way, whether it's anxiety or whatever ends up happening in the brain, like I still have the recording. So Holiday Inn Vacation Club calls, which we're an owner at, a deeded owner from a long time ago, and this guy picks up and they have a recording. Our calls are recorded, and so my app does the same thing. And the guy is like, "You can't record me." I'm like, "Well, it's ADA accommodations, and it's bare minimum for services. Well, you can't do that in America without a license." I'm like, "Well, my license was Blood and Four Oceans, so that gives me the right for reasonable accommodations." "Well, you can't do that with our business, sir." And he hangs up on me. And
Wow.
that's, you're talking about being behind this, seeing reality. I'm like, I missed 20-year gap of my life where I thought I was coming back to customer service and understanding. And, you know, the guy is supposed to be managing property that I, bought into for like $5,000 whenever they launched. And, that was a little bit of retirement money that I had. And that's what my employees are doing. And, well, I can't say my employees, but the ones who are representing company, I'm like, come on, guys, this is not the country that I served.
Hey,
This is
brother
going too
man, you know
far.
what? If you're a holder in that company, by God, they are your employees.
Yeah, I mean, I pay,
So,
they charge us out in the wazoo, and there's nothing you can do about it except pay, and that's the way you're going to treat us. That's not acceptable. I
well,
mean, you advertise, to us, at least treat us with some decency, especially the disabled people. I mean, the disabled community is the one community that is less than 1% of the population, but yet anybody can join it at any moment. And once you join it, you ain't got no services. Don't think you did.
yeah,
Uh,
there's nothing wrong with living your life like there's no tomorrow, but you need to remember that you're one injury away from hell,
yeah,
truly hell. So, and be careful at who you laugh at because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring.
yeah.
And
Or even like the big corporation takes advantage of the disabled. I was in a wheelchair while I was active duty, and we go to the zoo. The zoo had no pavement at all, and instead they had micro pebble pea rocks over the entire zoo, which I get it, naturally aesthetic and stuff. But my issue was they rented the wheelchairs with the balloon tires for an absorbent amount. You're forcing me to rent this product because of pea gravel, and now I have to pay even more money for an experience that I can't even fully enjoy anyways. And it's not fair to the disabled community to force us in that position. And I don't know, somebody needs to say something.
yeah, my dear friend and I,
Yeah.
we were buying into a company, and somebody we had a meeting with somebody, and we had concerns about ADA compliance on their website. We take Z and I both take like ADA compliance very seriously when it comes to it. I think anybody who doesn't take ADA compliance is, well, they're costing themselves. That's just it. They're costing themselves. And when we talked to our concern about their ADA compliant on their website, the guy said, "Well, you know what? I just don't know how to add a wheelchair ramp onto my website." And Z and I looked at each other and we're just kind of like, "Did you just hear that?" It's like, did that just come out of your mouth? Are you that? And now Z and I mean, and you'll see it all the time. We bring that up, hey, you figured out that wheelchair ramp on your website yet? Or something like that. So it's just it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So hello, Willow. I appreciate you joining
Hmm.
us today, and thank you for typing in. You are now entered to possibly win a 1 hour tarot reading tonight at 10 o'clock East. Hey, Scott, brother, what time zone are you in?
Alaska. We have our own time zone, when so it's 2 hours behind you, 1 hour behind Pacific.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's just it's almost 1 o'clock then.
Yeah,
All right. Well, at
yep, 12:56 here.
yeah, I'm not sure if I'm not sure if this is something you'd be wanting to do or not, but at 2 o'clock this afternoon, 2 o'clock p.m. this afternoon, your time, we have a what's called family networking, where it's a group of people who come together and do a networking thing. It's a program that we run the second Thursday of every month, but we're doing a special episode of it today. So if you want to get to know other business owners and nonprofit owners, why don't you go on ahead and join us? I'll send you the link, and that way, if your family is okay, first off, and you have all that figured out, I'd love to have you come in and join us.
Hey, she just messaged, and they are in a car heading toward Anchorage now. It looks like we called a good neighbor, and they're not going to come out right now. They're asleep.
Yeah.
So I'll figure out how to get a vehicle home tomorrow. So,
Well,
but no,
well,
I do appreciate it, and I'll be around. I'll be in the comments, in and out throughout the day.
I appreciate it. I really do.
And
And
yeah,
like
no,
I
I do
said,
appreciate it.
yeah, it was great to meet you, Scott. I look forward to doing more business with you. I look forward to seeing how we can help each other grow and help each other in the near future. So, um, any final words before I let you go and take care of your stuff and maybe get a little bit of sleep?
No, I think here pretty soon, hopefully next week, I'll have the business license for the IM23 media and start making this a reality. So, which the IM23 is going to be, it's the first number that didn't take the other path, and they chose to stick around. So that's kind of significance of that, and kind of the direction I'm going to be trying to head with my content. So I do appreciate it.
Yeah, as soon as you do that, I definitely need you to get a hold of me. There's a couple people that I want you to connect with because they will be able to help promote you. So, including Community Pay It Forward and the Pack channels. So, but I do appreciate it, Scott. Thank you so very much for joining us tonight. It is wonderful to meet you, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Hope I didn't ramble too much.
All right. All right. Well, you know what? Never too much, brother. I owe you everything. So thank you for your service. Thank you for being here. So we'll see you very soon. So there's one of the stories. Look, this is one of the stories where unfortunately you know, someone suffers because of inattention. Someone suffers because things can be done, but they don't get done. When we rely on a group of people to do something, wouldn't it be nice if they did it? Again, write your Congress people. Okay, tell them, look, when it comes to the VA, nothing else should be on any bill. Nothing. Not roads, not air balloons, not, Susie needs a new trike. None of that should be on that bill when it comes to the VA and serving our veterans. Nothing else should be on that bill. That should be standalone every time. That should be a new law that it cannot have anything else attached to it because there is no way that our heroes and their health care should depend on anything else passing. It should be standalone. It should be, this is what we're focused on. Do I have faith that they would still pass everything? Hell no, I don't. No, not even a little bit. I don't. It's my chocolate cake scenario. You take a chocolate cake into, Congress, and you say, hey, you give everyone a slice and you say, is this good? The people on the Republican side are going to sit there and they're going to say, no, because you can taste the flowers from, from a Democrat state. And the Democrats are going to say no, because you can taste the sugars from a Republican state. Shut up. It's good. It's chocolate cake. I'm a fat guy. I can tell you right now, it's chocolate cake. It's good. The healthcare of our heroes. There is no excuse why it should suffer in any way. Cutting of healthcare. Quite frankly, I don't get it. Cutting of healthcare of our heroes should be criminal. So, thank you, Scott. Thank you. I wish you the best of luck, brother. And I really hope you take me up on the offer. And, maybe it'll take me a couple hours to respond if you reach out, but I'm here. I love I love the 23 idea. I think that's strong. I think that's special, and I think it's needed. And I hope everyone else really supports this program and starts to think about what that could be. We need to talk about the 22. Hey, man, you are so very welcome. You are so very welcome. Keep warm, by the way. Minus 29. Get the... No. Ugh. What is it? It's 8 degrees here and I'm freezing my ass off. So, but yeah, let's... the 22 is hard. I think the 23 could be something that changes the life of those 22. Write your Congress. Tell them, do not attach anything to our heroes' medical bills. Nothing. Oh, jeez. Yep. Again. I love the idea, man, and I cannot wait. I hope you give us the chance to promote that. I really do. I know a couple groups that Warriors Beacon of Hope and Z World Cares are two programs that I think will be very, very interested in supporting what you're doing. So those are just two of the promotions that I know would be interested in what you're doing. So please make sure that we stay on board. All right, everybody, we got to move on. We have got more guests coming up. Our next guest happens in an hour, and they're coming from Scotland, where hopefully it's not 29 below zero. Could be. I don't know. It's probably raining. Everything I've ever seen about Scotland, it's probably raining, but hopefully it's not 29 below zero. But what we're going to do next is we are going to talk about in depth for the first time today, and believe me, it's going to happen again, but we're going to talk about the Come Together Compass, the plans, how you can support us, And we're going to watch a little video from the students at Arizona State University, which is helping Community Pay It Forward build the Compass. So we'll be back in just a second, and we will get on with our discussion about the Come Together Compass.
Hey friends, I've been thinking we all have our strengths, right? There are things I'm great at and things I'm definitely not great at. I can talk to anyone, anywhere, but ask me to add something to a website or an app. Yeah, that's where things get a little messy. Oops, I love speaking, I love sharing stories. But social media, all those hashtags, algorithms, trends, that's a jungle I still haven't mapped out. Now, coming up with ideas that bring people together, that's my sweet spot. But bookkeeping, let's just say numbers, and I have agreed to stay in separate corners. And you know what? That's okay, because someone out there is good at those things. And when we work together, that's when the magic happens. Community Pay It Forward has never been about one person. It's a program built by many to support even more. Every single one of us brings something special to the table. We all have talents that make us strong on our own. But imagine how powerful we become when we combine them. That's the heart of Community Pay It Forward. Your skills, my skills, our hearts, working side by side to make a real difference. So tell me, what are you good at? Let's discover it together. Visit communitypayitforward.us and join the movement.
Community Pay It Forward isn't just another rewards program. It's a movement built on compassion and connection. We link everyday businesses, nonprofits, and neighbors so simple actions like buying lunch, getting your car fixed, or hiring a service can create lasting impact. When you choose one of our giving partners, part of your purchase goes directly to families, veterans, children, or community missions in need. It doesn't cost you a dime more. It just means your purchases matter. Because here, every transaction tells a story. And our belief is simple. If you're not helping someone, you're hurting everyone. Because at Community Pay It Forward, no one needs to go it alone when we all come together. So one of the other changes that we're making this year is the top of every third hour. We're going to be taking like a 5 minute break. Okay, so every 3 hours coming up at um, 7 o'clock Eastern time, 7 a.m. Eastern, we're going to take a 5 minute break so we can our switch our feeds. We have to do that due to rules for the program we use to stream. So we will go dark for 5 minutes at the top of every third hour. Okay, but then we're going to bounce back and we're going to be right back. You will have 5 hours this time, 4 hours, sorry, 4 hours this time without me. Okay. Things Network is taking over for 4 hours, and I am going to say thank you so very, very much for that. 22 hours is, it's a chore. It's a chore. So, um, once again, if there's something to say, you can use the red QR code. Okay, you can go to the website, which is on the bottom of the screen, communitypayitforward.us/upcoming events. You go there, you check in, you can read all the information that you're going to hear right now about the Come Together Compass. You can see more about this event. You can still support us. All right, donors, we're still looking for extra prizes. At 10 o'clock tonight, I'd love to be able to spin and give away 100 prizes. I would love to be able to do that. That would be so awesome if we could do that. So you still have time to be a donor. Make a comment. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe, and make a comment. Okay? And when you do that, you will be in the running for prizes. The grand prize tonight being a 1-hour reading from Lynn Sobolski, 1-hour tarot reading. And she will be live tonight at 10 p.m. East, giving free readings to you. A gift from us and a gift from her at Footnotes Tarot. So today we begin a mission that is bigger than any one of us, a mission rooted in compassion, in courage, and in the belief that our heroes deserve more than applause. They deserve support that lasts. And when I say heroes, I mean the people who run toward danger when the rest of us, well, instinctively, we run away. So, and in this, I'm talking about veterans, first responders, healthcare workers, civilian engineers are somebody who often get forgotten about. Sad but true. The families who carry the weight right alongside them. You just heard Scott talking about how his family, due to his injuries, his family carries the burden. Families terribly affected by what happens. But today we're going to introduce a new way of understanding how to support them. A way that's simple, human, and universal. We call it the Come Together Compass. A compass always points us towards what matters. And this one, as I believe most compasses do, points towards 4 major directions of care. When it points north, we're dealing with the physical needs. East, emotional needs. South, social needs. And west, the purpose and direction. Every direction represents a way that we can show up for our heroes. Every direction represents a path toward healing. And every direction is supported by real stories happening right now across our country. Now, when I wrote this in a way that we are focusing on the heroes in with what I just said. But I need you to understand the Come Together Compass is for everyone. You, me, your mom, your dad, your neighbor, the guy across the street you've never talked to. It's here for everyone. It's here to support us all. It's here for us to connect to people in a way that we've never been able to do. And connect to people in a way that's special in healing. When our Take two. When our compass points north, that means we're dealing with physical needs. We meet the physical needs of our heroes. Physical needs are the foundation. If the body is hurting, exhausted, or overwhelmed, everything else becomes harder. We say this relentlessly. Healing is difficult if everything is not in sync. It's not difficult, it's impossible. And right now, our heroes are carrying physical burdens most people, well, they never see. It They have to go through different protocols. They have different rules, HIPAA, stuff like that, so they can't talk to people all the time. They've just got, it's different for them. One of the news stories I found was a recent report highlighted a breakthrough therapy helping veterans and first responders combat PTSD, depression, and trauma related physical symptoms. One doctor reported that up to 90% of patients showed a positive response to that treatment. Doug White, a veteran and former sheriff's deputy, described his service as a front row seat into the show you never wanted to see. That trauma didn't just affect his mind, it lived in his body. This story reminds us that physical healing is inseparable from emotional healing. You saw the trauma on Scott. He doesn't want to be a story. He wants to be better. Yeah, there are people out there who are drug seeking because that's a habit. It's what they do, but most people just want to be better. It's not a hard ask. And again, if we can focus on getting insurance companies out of the freaking way, it's a possibility. Look, some of the goals of the North direction: reduce physical strain from the person and their family, increase access to trauma-informed medical care, support recovery from energies, chronic stress and exhaustion opportunities, ensure heroes and everyone have access to safe housing, nutrition, rest, and medical support. How can we use the compass? How can we support using the compass? The compass will map local clinics, trauma informed treatment centers, and specialized programs like the one Doug used. It will show a veteran friendly providers, first responder medical programs, and injury recovery sources that are there for our heroes, for our veterans, but also for everyone else. It will offer a step by step guidance on what to expect from treatment, how to prepare, and how to follow up. It will connect families to housing, support, transportation, and nutrition services. Our heroes, you know what? I'm going to say all of us carry trauma in our bodies, in their sleep, in their muscles, their heartbeat. Physical healing is not optional. It's the foundation of everything else. When the compass points north, we commit to making sure no hero suffers alone in their body. The Come Together Compass will make physical support easy. It'll make finding access easy and impossible to overlook. Now, again, this QR code can help us make this happen quicker. Any donation is so appreciated. $5, $10, whatever. Every donation means the world to me. And it's going to help us get the Come Together Compass moving. We're also looking for people in any of those fields that you just heard that would like to be listed as a option for the Come Together Compass. There are requirements. First visit, the initial visit at least, has to be available to the people that you are servicing. If you're a veteran only organization, you have to have the initial visit for the veteran. You have to agree that if there are emergency immediate steps that need to be taken, they must be taken immediately, and you have to help us find the next step. This is not just a program that's going to happen. This is a program that we've got to work together. And we need you to help us make sure it works. When the compass points east, we meet emotional needs for everyone. Emotional wounds are often the deepest and most invisible. People see things the human heart was never meant to carry. We will talk to someone a little bit later on who was in a very abusive dating relationship and multiple times, and she turned it around and started making this to where she could help others not make the mistakes she made. So that's going to be Dating Tips by Meg, and Meg is going to be joining us a little bit later on today. Meg will be joining us at 3:30 East. So I really look forward to seeing her and Meg Pratt. I haven't seen her for quite a while, so it's going to be a great time to catch up with her. And she is one of our mission partners, so you can support her by making a purchase with any of our giving partners and choosing Dating Tips by Meg as the person you would like to support. So there's a new Texas law that established a statewide peer-to-peer mental health support network for firefighters and EMT workers. This network connects first responders with trained peers who understand their trauma firsthand. This is emotional support in action. Heroes helping heroes. A 2025 report showed that veterans and first responders face significantly higher risks of PTSD, depression, and substance use due to repeated trauma exposure. This isn't theory. This is reality. Look, all of us are one right turn from seeing trauma. All of us are turning down one aisle at the grocery store to seeing trauma. But if you spend your day being there for people's traumas, you're going to see it more often. I mean, that's just, that's not a theory, it's reality. What are some of the goals of the East Direction? Well, it's to reduce stigma around mental health. Well, I can't let the guys see that I'm suffering. That's ridiculous. If I let the guys see, they're going to razz me. Well, tough shit. Take the razzing. We don't, by the way, to the guys, shut up. Grow up. Provide access to trauma-informed counseling. Expand peer-to-peer emotional support, like we were just talking about the one in Texas. Ensure 24/7 availability of crisis and non-crisis emotional care. These are just, again, if you are someone who does any of those things, please reach out to us today. Get yourself listed on the Come Together Compass. Because when you do, it's going to be a place for people just to be able to go and see people who will help them. It's not like Google where, you're going to type in, hey, I'm feeling messed up today, and all of a sudden they got to go through 6 pages of ads. No, it's going to say, these people are in my area. I can call them. I can get seen in a couple days, not 4 months from now. How we can support East using the Compass. Well, the Compass will list peer support networks, helplines, counseling programs, and 24/7 emotional support platforms. It will help heroes and others. Sorry, I'm trying to stop the heroes thing and just put in people in general. It'll help people choose between therapy, peer support groups, peer support group sessions, or online resources. It will include real stories from other people, reducing stigma and building trust. It will guide families on how to support a person during emotional distress. Emotional wounds don't just show up on x-rays, but they are just as real, just as painful, and just as dangerous. People often carry the emotional weight of every life they come into contact with, and especially our heroes in our first responders and our heroes in that way. I've heard the horrific stories of some of the things that they have to do. You have to be a special person. When the compass points east, we commit to listening, supporting, and believing our heroes. The Come Together Compass will make emotional support accessible at any hour on any day. So that is our east. See, for me, that's that way now. I have to remember what's going on. Geez, hour and a half in, and I can't remember which way. It's not good. When the compass points south, we strengthen the social connections that keep people grounded. Isolation is one of the greatest threats to the well-being of our heroes. Shift work, trauma, and burnout can push them away from the people whom love them the most. Who loved them the most? Whom loved them the most? Jesus. Sorry about that. Who loved them the most? A 2025 guide that emphasizes veterans and first responders need community-based support, not just clinical care. It highlighted the importance of ongoing connection, peer groups, and family involvement. This is the heart of the South direction: connection. Some of the goals are strengthen family support systems, building community networks around people, reduce isolation and loneliness. We have talked about this, and we're going to talk more about this today. I have a wonderful conversation with Aviva Chansky, and we talk about this a lot. That with these wonderful computers, these things that you see my ugly mug on right now, there's no reason why we cannot have conversations face to face with people, no matter where they're at in this crazy world. Reduce isolation and loneliness. Create opportunities for heroes to reconnect socially. Maybe think about something that you can do to take and pull people out of their shell. Bring them together with other people. How we support the South direction using the Compass. The Compass will map local support groups, family programs, community events, and peer gatherings. It will help families find childcare, meal, uh, meal trains and meal boxes, transportation, and community support. It'll highlight volunteer opportunities for the public to support our heroes. It will connect heroes to social groups, fitness communities, and recreational programs. I call on you once again, if you belong to any of those, anything that has to do with any of that, please join the Come Together Compass. Let us share you with those who need you. Nobody should ever feel alone in their struggle. Connection is medicine. Community is healing. When the compass points south, we commit to building circles of support around everyone. The Come Together Compass will make it easy for families, neighbors, and communities to show up for our heroes and for you. Finally, when the compass points west, we're here to help people rediscover purpose, identity, and direction. Many people lose their sense of purpose after trauma, injury, or burnout. Some feel disconnected from the mission that once defined them. A 2025 article described how AI is being used to help veterans and first responders navigate mental health resources more efficiently. It emphasized that technology can help heroes regain control and direction of their lives. This is exactly what the West direction is all about: guidance. What are some of the goals? And again, please listen carefully. And if you are part of any of these, make a connection with us, and we can turn what you do into support for everyone. Help people rediscover meaning and purpose. Support transitions after injury, retirement, or trauma. Provide career guidance, education, and mentorship. Offer tools that help heroes navigate their next chapter. Offer tools that help everyone navigate to their next chapter. How can we support the West point in the compass? The compass will guide people to career programs, education benefits, mentorship networks, and purpose building activities. It will help everyone identify new missions, new passions, and new ways to serve. It will offer goal setting tools, journaling prompts, and personal development resources. It will connect people to volunteer opportunities that restore meaning. Purpose is an anchor that keeps us steady in the storm. People deserve a future filled with meaning, not just memories. When the compass points west, that way, we help people find their next mission. The Come Together Compass will guide heroes towards purpose, direction, and hope. Now, what happens when we bring the compass together? North, east, south, and west, each direction matters, but the true power of the compass is how these directions work together. A hero may need physical healing today, emotional support tomorrow, social connections next week, and a renewed sense of purpose next month. The compass adapts, the compass guides. The compass meets heroes where they are. Tonight, we're not just launching a mission, we're building a movement. A movement that says our heroes deserve care in every direction. People deserve a compass that always points them toward hope. And together, with your support, we will build that compass. We will fill it with the resources. We will fill it with the stories. We will fill it with love. And we will make sure that no one ever has to walk alone again. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us. I want to invite you to learn more by going to communitypayitforward.us/upcoming events, and you can read the pamphlet about the Come Together Compass. You can get involved now by pitching a donation, a $5 donation, whatever, using the PayPal code above. We invite you to help support us. We invite you to help heal others. And we invite you to be part of the construction of the Come Together Compass. Now, something I am extremely looking forward to because I haven't seen this. These are the wonderful kids showing you where the compass is at right now. Remember, this is not a finished thing, but this is where it's at right now, what they're working on right now. And then I'll be back to finish this out. Here, yes, I can. Yeah, I can if you send it to me. As soon as I'm done showing this video, I will do that. Yeah, so share the video with me. But or the link with me, and I'll share it after this. But anyway, this is from the students at Arizona State University showing us what the compass looks like. Remember, this is still the infant stage. But I am so excited because you know what? I'm watching it with you for the very first time.
Hi everyone, this is Tyler Thompson at ASU Poly. I'm here to talk to you about our project so far that we're really excited about. So what we have here is called the Come Together Compass. This is the product we're currently developing, of course. So I'd like to show you around and see kind of what the idea of the product is and how we think it can help people that are in need. So right now on the side here, as you can see, these are just sample locations, but the idea is that we're going to have these resources with our partners, where if you are struggling with something or you need help or need assistance, you can come on the compass and find somewhere or something that can help you. And the idea of that is multifaceted. It's this map, it's the resources provided, and it's also a chatbot functionality, which we'll show you in just a second. But for right now, I'll just show you what the idea of it is. So I'm around here, and let's say that maybe at ASU Poly they have some sort of event for people in need. So you can click on here, and it'll focus up on the map. It's just like Google Maps, basically. But if you click on it, you'll see the information about it. The idea is that we have the partners on the side, and they have certain, let's say it's like an event or something to that nature, where they can put it on the map. And then you can see the information here. You can go to their website, you can see a description of it. We're also going to want to implement a video functionality. So if you click on it, it'll go to a YouTube video that the sponsor has recorded as well. But right now you can just get directions straight from Google Maps. And yeah, that's kind of the idea of the map section, where you can see kind of resources around you in a natural Google Maps way, or in a navigational way in general. And then you can see resources that you need. With this chatbot functionality down here, their name is Chatty. It's just examples for people who have need grounding techniques or breathing exercises. For example, if I type grounding techniques, it'll run through some techniques. Like I said, this is a very basic chatbot functionality right now. We're actually in contact with counseling resources at ASU that can help us flesh out this chatbot a little bit more and maybe give it a bit more features. But the idea of it is, it's not a medical chatbot. It's not AI or anything like that. It's a very simple chatbot that somebody can come here, and if they just need breathing exercises or grounding techniques, they can get it. If there's something more at play, or if there is a crisis situation, we want to be able to forward them to people that can help them. So this is kind of a way to get people the help they need, even if it's just like the smallest bit of help. That's always super helpful. So that's the idea behind the chatbot. So yeah, that's the functionality of the front end for users. How they would interact with this website is through this map functionality as well as a chatbot. It's all developed using open source technology, which is great because we would want to be able to have other people, even in other countries, be able to take this technology and use it wherever they have. So that's just kind of what's great about open source technology in general, but I won't go too much into it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you like what we were making so far, and yeah, thank you.
Life hits fast. Crisis doesn't wait, and too many families face hardship alone. But what if one community, one movement, could guide people from crisis to stability and finally home? The Come Together Compass was created for one reason. No one should face hardship alone. Families are overwhelmed, nonprofits are stretched thin, businesses want to help but don't know where to start. Resources exist, but they're scattered, confusing, and hard to access. The purpose of the Come Together Compass is simple: to guide people from crisis to stability by uniting the community around them. The compass removes confusion, connects families to real help, gives businesses a meaningful way to give back, and builds a culture where compassion is the norm. At the heart of the compass is a belief. When we work together, we guide people home. Home isn't just a place, it's safety, it's support. It's knowing someone cares enough to walk with you through the storm. The North Pillar is physical needs, providing real, immediate help: food, clothing, household essentials, transportation, emergency resources. When crisis hits, people don't need a maze, they need a map. The compass gives them a clear path to support. The East Pillar is emotional needs, because hardship isn't just physical. People need connection, encouragement, and strength. The compass offers peer support, check-ins, and mental wellness resources. Help that feels human, not transactional. The South Pillar is community connection, building long-term stability. The compass links families to nonprofits, business partners, volunteers, and community events. This is how crisis becomes stability, and stability becomes empowerment. And the West Pillar is the promise of the compass, the commitment that no one will be left behind. Every family will be met with dignity. Every partner will be valued. Every act of kindness will guide someone closer to home. The compass serves families and individuals facing hardship, nonprofits who want to collaborate, businesses who want to give back, donors and volunteers who want to make a real impact. The compass matters because people are struggling silently, because resources are scattered, because good people want to help but don't know where to start, because community should mean something. This is more than a program. It is a beacon, a guide, a promise. Join the movement, support a family, partner with the compass. Help us guide people home.
So that's a little bit more information about the Come Together Compass, and Scott, I'm trying to find the link for it once again. Right now, I've got the QR code up in the corner, um, and I probably should have done that a lot earlier. Tried to find it, but if you just go to PayPal and put in the uh, here's the address. Let's see. You know what? I'll do that in a minute. I don't want to do it. I don't want a bunch of dead air. But if you go to paypal.com and you put in our email address, which is thecommunitypayitforward.us, the community PIF at gmail.com, the community PIF at gmail.com. You can make a donation. Like I said, we're asking people to give us like a $5 donation. And yeah, yeah. So, but hopefully that'll help you out. But yeah, any $5 donation, whatever you can do, helps us get the compass going. And as you guys can see, it's very unique. And one of the things that we'd like to do is ask everyone today, what is something we can add to the compass that would make it better? Okay. We can't guarantee it's going to be put in there. We got to get it running first. These kids are working their butts off right now. We're going to do everything we can to get this out as soon as we can. The Compass is too important not to be running. We're really looking forward to it. We are really looking forward to making a difference. We're really looking forward to the Come Together Compass becoming a part of your healing, your neighbor's healing, your community's healing. We're looking forward to it becoming a part of your business. One of the things that we're going to do with the company let me try this again in English. One of the things that we're really looking forward to doing with the Compass is inviting everyone to include a just a directional um, uh, GIF, I guess, for lack of a better term, on your website to the Compass. And we're asking people to do that so people can find the help they need no matter where they're at. They don't have to look for one website if it's everywhere. That's one of the reasons why we fall through the cracks is we think that, well, we've got a catchy website name. We've got, all this stuff and people go to look it up and they're going to put in the, hey, ifeelbetter.com or whatever it is. And it's not going to be the right place and they're going to give up and they're just going to deal. We don't want that to happen. So what we'd like to do is for us to for you to allow us to put accessibility to the Compass everywhere on your website, on everyone's website. And what we're going to do is make it to where no matter where someone's at and no matter where they're suffering, the Compass is accessible to them. Again, the Come Together Compass, a brand new thing. We're building it from the ground up. The kids at Arizona State University are doing a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful job with it, and I appreciate everything that they're doing. So we've got the top of the next hour. We're done with hour 2 pretty much. So we got the top of the next hour coming up, and we're going to fly across the pond. Well, virtually. I don't fly very well. So I'm a big guy. I can't fly. My arms would get too tough. I'm sorry, going off. It's almost 4 in the morning here. So, yeah, we're excited for our next set of guests. We got Willow and Richard waiting in the green room. Good God, I need coffee or something. So, uh, QR code, buy me a coffee, even though I don't drink coffee. I need more soda, I guess. But make a donation and I'll try to wake up a little bit. But they're going to be joining us here pretty soon. They were part of last year, and so I'm excited to have them back this year and get a different view of how their heroes, from across the pond, how they are dealing with things and what they do. Maybe it'll give us some ideas. Maybe we can give them ideas. We don't know. We'll see how that works. But they're going to be coming up in about 5 minutes or so. We'll bring them on. But I want to thank you for being a huge part of Mission for Healthy Heroes. And we will be back in just a couple minutes. So please stick with us. And then we will travel to the other side of the globe.
Hello, world. My name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z. I am a web developer, and I am also a consultant at Z World Webs. My one goal is to develop custom websites that are specifically catered to your organization's needs. I completely understand that building a website is an exhilarating, exciting, and significant step in connecting with your audience. Your organization has Z potential to make a meaningful impact, whether it's supporting animal rights, advocating for equality, combating human trafficking, or honoring the brave individuals who have served our country. Your mission is too important to be held back by the challenges a website can present, and I am here to ensure that your website works for you, not against you. Whether it's maintaining, developing, or redeveloping a custom website that is specifically catered to your needs. And with that being said, I would be more than delighted to learn more about your organization and, of course, develop a website Z World is waiting for. Thank you.
In energy work, energy psychology, you're helping a person understand. We can get a little closer to what that pain is without being overwhelmed, without being frightened, and we can sort of look at it and take care of it. Because the whole thing about PTSD and other avoidance or difficulty in handling a memory is that we're trying to not see it. We're trying to just say, stay over there, stay back there, stay under the surface. And that in itself causes a lot of problems because nature wants to heal. There's healing inherent in nature. So
Hey friends, I've been thinking, we all have our strengths, right? There are things I'm great at and things I'm definitely not great at. I can talk to anyone, anywhere, but ask me to add something to a website or an app. Yeah, that's where things get a little messy. Oops, I love speaking, I love sharing stories. But social media, all those hashtags, algorithms, trends, that's a jungle I still haven't mapped out. Now, coming up with ideas that bring people together, that's my sweet spot. But bookkeeping, let's just say numbers, and I have agreed to stay in separate corners. And you know what? That's okay, because someone out there is good at those things. And when we work together, that's when the magic happens. Community Pay It Forward has never been about one person. It's a program built by many to support even more. Every single one of us brings something special to the table. We all have talents that make us strong on our own. But imagine how powerful we become when we combine them. That's the heart of Community Pay It Forward. Your skills, my skills, our hearts, working side by side to make a real difference. So tell me, what are you good at? Let's discover it together. Visit communitypayitforward.us and join the movement.
Hey you, yeah you, it's time to rise. Every heartbeat tells a story. A silent rhythm, strong and true. But silence helps one hear the call. Your voice can break down every wall. You're not alone in the fight. We'll stand beside you, shining light. Never shut up, silence helps no one. Raise your voice, lift another until the battle's won. We stand together, stronger than before. Heroes rise when we speak out loud forevermore. Every word's a beacon, shining bright and true, for all the world to see what we can do. Never shut up, speak out loud. We stand together, together.
And now we begin Hour 3. Thank you for joining us in the Mission for Healthy Heroes for 2026. This is our 4th annual. I am actually really looking forward to next year, which will be our 5th annual. And I don't know why I'm saying that because, I need to get past like this one. So before I get to the next one. So, but now we are lucky enough to be joined by a group from across the pond. We've got our guests Willow, we've got Richard, and we've got Wayne. How are you all doing today?
Doing grand. How are you, my love?
Doing good, doing good. Willow, I see that you're a little your bandwidth is a little weak. So I don't know if you're going to be able to bring your camera up, but that's okay. Uh, how is everybody doing today?
Brilliant.
Good, thank you.
Doing well.
Yeah.
Actually happy to be doing this. I always look forward to this time of year.
You know
Is
what,
that
Will? Yeah, and Willow, I want to thank you very much for being here again. It was you and Wayne last year, right?
yep?
Yep.
And this
Okay.
year, Richard wanted to join us. So thank you, Richard, for
It's okay.
Yeah,
coming
very
on
much.
our adventure.
So, can we just go around first and please introduce yourself and why Mission for Healthy Heroes is something that is important to you? Willow, we'll start with you, please.
Hi, my name's Willow Morgan. I'm from Scotland. Mission for Healthy Heroes is important to me because my uncle was a veterinary. He died, so I know if he was here today, this would be a very close thing that would be very close to his heart. And suicide awareness is another big thing that's very, very, very close to my heart as well because I have lost friends to suicide awareness.
Yeah.
Well, to suicide.
Well, thank you again for joining us, Willow. Wayne.
Good morning. I'm Wayne Seaton. I'm mainly a paranormal investigator and an author, presenter, and voiceover artist. And I'm also a veteran. I served within the Royal Air Force Regiment back in the 90s before I was made redundant. But I have closely followed quite a few number of people that have also left the military and unfortunately find themselves upon hard times and have to rely on handouts from the general public. And I'm not too sure about where to go and what to do to help get them through the hardships that they face.
Well, again, Wayne, thank you for joining us again this year. And Richard,
Welcome.
please tell us a little about you.
I'm predominantly a paranormal investigator. I have my own group of paranormal investigators. We joined during the COVID, we started during the COVID times, and it was just like a reach out to everybody else that was struggling, and if they didn't know what to do, we'd all just sort of come together and meet out somewhere for a walk or something and join in together. I personally have suffered suicide awareness and suicide myself. I went through quite a bad patch a couple of years back, and I was just sort of driving down the road thinking, I wonder what would happen if I just drove through this hedge at 90 miles an hour. And when those thoughts enter your head, there's not much that can happen. Obviously, it was just the thought of my children that kept me going, and I was in a place where I was like, would anyone miss me? Would anyone be bothered? So I just felt in a very, very dark, low spot, and didn't have anywhere to turn really. So I found that just talking about stuff helped. It brought out all the emotion. It brought out everything that needed to come out, and I'm here today because of that.
Well, Richard, Thank you very much for coming on and talking about your story, and thank you for what you've experienced. And I greatly appreciate everybody's vulnerability. And so let's go on ahead. We can start this conversation. I think one of the important factors we've already come to on this is this isn't just something that happens in the US. And we hear about the drastic numbers here in the US because we're in this country. But this isn't something that stops when you hit the oceans. It's something that
No.
carries on everywhere. Willow?
Yep, definitely. So, obviously, thank you very much, Zach, for allowing us and giving us the opportunity. This is our obviously third year doing the Help for Heroes. The mission for Healthy Heroes. I'm going to let it start with Wayne because Wayne takes it from a veterinary point of view. So I always let Wayne start. So Wayne, the floor is yours. On you go, my love.
Why, thank you. Yeah, I mean, when you look at the statistics of homelessness in any country, that is one of the big things that's quite predominant in any statistic. And over here in the UK, we have around, or just in England alone, we have about 382,000 people estimated to be homeless. And that was of around November, December last year. But that figure is a lot greater simply because the statistic does not account for people sleeping on other people's sofas, or what we call sofa surfing, or sleeping in cars. These are just people that are registered homeless. That doesn't include sofa surfers and people sleeping in cars. And when you look at it on the military perspective as a veteran, that number does drop. It's only about between 3 and 5% of that are homeless veterans. And that's roughly around 2,000 to 2,500 veterans. And when you look at that figure, that is still way too high. Considering, regardless of what country you're in, you have served your country and the population within it. And we have all seen the movies, for example, Rambo. He serves his country, comes home, and he falls on hard times straight away the second he comes home.
Yeah.
And that is the very thing that we are trying to avoid. They've served us, they've protected us, and then when they've come home, they're just left to get on with it. There was no support, and they were just, as a result, they're homeless, and that should never be the case whatsoever. And then when you look at the statistics of that number of people that end up going towards suicide because they've been forced down this road that was not necessarily a fault of their own, they need that out. They need that reach out. They need someone to come up to them and say, look, things aren't as bad as they are now. They can get better and they will get better. And without that support, that person will be driven down the wrong road. So we've got about 1,800 charities and organisations within the United Kingdom that actually supports military personnel. Now, if every one of those charities were just to take one homeless veteran and give them the support he needed, homeless veterans wouldn't exist. Because there is enough charities there to deal with one person each, and that would drive the number right down. The government itself, and I was lucky myself. I was made redundant courtesy of the European Union saying your military is too big; it needs to be downsized. And because I was sort of one of the last people to join the Royal Air Force, I was one of the first people to say, look, we're sorry, you've done us well.
Last
Here's
in,
your ticket.
first out.
Yeah. And for me, I was lucky because I did some training as a chef while I was in the Royal Air Force. My station commander knew the Dean of Studies at a college that did catering. And so I was able to continue my chef's courses at this college and I became a qualified chef. So I was fortunate. I fell on my feet. I was able to go and work in hotels, restaurants, pubs, and bars, and my career continued. Wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do, but it made ends meet, and I was able to get on with life. A couple of other people that were with me that got made redundant didn't know anything else apart from military life. I had one that went off and joined the army, one that went off and joined the Navy, another one had already been in the Army and was given no support when he left on compassionate leave. So his answer to it was, I'll join the Royal Air Force. And he came to us. When he left, he felt there was nothing else left for him. And the last I'd heard, which was in 1996, he joined mercenaries. And I never heard from him ever again.
You
And it
know,
happens.
yeah, and it is and please don't take this wrong, but it's amazing to me to hear that the numbers are so um for us in America, the numbers are small because our obviously we're a little bit bigger of a country, and
Yeah,
our numbers are much larger. But our the amount of veterans that are on the street in America is just astounding. It's staggering how many people are suffering. And
yeah,
when you brought up a movie like Rambo, which was a fictional movie, obviously, but you brought up the fact that there have been movies since the 80s that were bringing up some of the problems. I go back to Deer Hunter, you know,
yeah,
with Robert De Niro right out of Vietnam, and there's been problems talking about stuff like PTSD and stuff that people deal with for a long time, you
yeah,
know,
Yeah.
and you would think that, and we started seeing this last year, that yeah, they gave shell shock this pretty name, PTSD, or whatever you want to call it, but that's basically all they did.
yeah,
You mentioned the government. In your government, I know one of the things that we're railing on this morning, and Richard, maybe you can uh, pop up on this one, but does your government tie in bills that help individuals with other bills so it almost makes it impossible to pass?
Re-
Yeah, I'd said you pretty much, especially there's the bills never going to be paid, otherwise this is going to happen. There's not like when I was I've been homeless. I've been sleeping in my car, done sofa surfing, and the help that you need isn't necessarily out there.
Mm-hmm.
It is out there, but unless
you got to
you
find it.
ask for a certain thing or find it yourself. But when you've got no phone or limited Wi-Fi or anything like that, you can't necessarily do all these searches.
yeah.
So you have to go to. I was Asda was my best friend at a local soup store because it had free Wi-Fi, and I was in there charging my phone, and I was using their uh, Wi-Fi and everything, and I could search around for help. But I find that when you come across a problem, you ring who you're supposed to ring, who's supposed to be helping you with finding somewhere to live, and they say, "Well, have you tried so and so?" And I'm like, "Didn't know that existed." What do you mean I didn't know that existed? Well, no one had ever mentioned it before. First time I've been homeless in my life, and I'm learning from the very bottom, and I'm learning about all these different things that can be done, but are they necessarily the right thing that I need to be doing? And because I was out of my area and I was trying to live in this area that I was in at the time because it was less on my fuel and everything, because money's an important thing, because you've got to stay close to where you are at the time. Keeping your money coming in and going out through the right channels that you need it to go down, and keep yourself above the waterline sort of thing. It was quite hard to do, and then you've got other things that keep cropping up. Have you paid this? Have you paid that? Have you paid this? And it's you just can't keep up with it, and it comes to a point where you think, if I had a consolidation loan, I could get all this in one thing, and I could concentrate on that, and that would be happening with that, and I'd be able to keep my head above the waterline. But because you've got poor credit, you can't get consolidation loans. And you see all these other people that you know damn well haven't paid a bill in their life, and they're walking around with money falling out of their pockets. And you think, well, how are they doing that? And you try searching down these other avenues, and it sort of leads you down a dark path, and you find yourself doing something that you'd never ever usually do, and you could sort of snap yourself sort of out of it and get yourself on the right path. But unless you know these charities that aren't, they're out there, but if you don't know about them, then you're lost.
Is that the biggest problem? Is that there are, when you made mention that, you know and I think it's a very important point that you made, that look, there's almost 1-to-1 amount of homelessness with nonprofits or charities out there, but there's not enough knowledge of what's available. If that
Yeah,
knowledge was updated, would that help more people?
I mean that is correct. That if the knowledge was out there and it was readily available, then you would see a lot less people homeless,
Yeah.
regardless of whether they were veterans or not. If they were just normal standard civilians, if the knowledge was easier for them to obtain, there would be a lot less people on the streets. And I myself, with a bit of research, had to find certain things to actually take me to these charities that assisted. And I found one called Operation Fortitude. Now, it reminded me of something. It sounded familiar, and it turned out that Operation Fortitude was original. It originally happened in 1944, and it was the deception that the Allies used to deceive the Germans during World War II, just before the D-Day landings. But now we've got this Operation Fortitude, which actually is a UK-wide program created by the Ministry of Defence, and it's lasting for 3 years from now till 2029. However, the drawback with that is they've only put in £12 million into this operation. And what they do is they allow ex-servicemen and women to contact them, and they will push you on the path you need to go on to contact the individual charities in your area. But without actually going onto the internet and finding this information, how would they know? And like Richard said, if you're homeless and you haven't got the mobile phone and you haven't got internet access, how are you to find this information?
Yeah, and Willow, it makes no sense that they make it impossible to find this,
It,
this information. And then they get pissed, Richard, like you were saying, then they get pissed because they're like, well, how the hell could you not know about it? How the hell am I supposed to know about it? You know,
I
I mean,
know
Exactly.
things are no signposted, and this is the problem. In the UK alone, mental health is definitely in a huge crisis because 3 out of 4 suicides are male, and over 40% of men report regular anxiety or low mood. And in the UK, suicide is the leading cause of death for men under 50, with rates being 3 times higher than women. And that
mhm,
problem is because help is not either coming fast enough, or it's the waiting lists are
Yeah.
just so long. It's um, unbelievable. And for veterans alone, most of these are veterans that have served, and I think when they have seen what they have seen, and I can't even imagine what
right.
these people have seen. I think these guys should be prioritised as well
Yeah.
because they've seen things that I can't even comprehend that they've
I mean,
seen.
don't get me wrong, there is help for people that, they've, sorry, they've been out on operation, they've done a tour of duty, and they have seen and heard things that any normal person should not have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And there is help for them. You go out and do a tour of duty in Afghanistan or Iraq or anywhere in the world, you will come back and they will say, "Do you need counselling?" They do offer counselling, but unfortunately, it's the minimal necessary.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then it's down to you if you can't still operate within that system, you have to come out of it. So you end up leaving the military, and then it's down to you again to find that source, to get the counselling you need, to be able to talk to somebody, and to get the help you need. And unfortunately, over here, it's it's the same story for just about everything. And we say about mental health, you even go down the lines of autism
Yeah.
and things like ADHD and PTSD would fall within them brackets. But all of these mental health issues all rely on individual organisations to help that person, and the waiting lists are way too long. It takes ages. My 3 of my 4 children are registered as autistic. One of them has high functioning autism. The other 2 have normal standard autism, but also have ADHD. But they won't test my youngest because he was only 4 when they said there's an issue here, and our local health authority would not test him until he was 6 years old. But by that time, he's already started school, and the problems are already there.
Yeah.
And regardless of who the individual is or how old they are, getting the help they need for mental health issues just does not come quick enough. And when you do finally get put on that list is years long,
Yeah.
and it shouldn't
Mm.
be.
It shouldn't.
Yeah. That sounds very familiar to hear, Richard.
No, it's just you get all this help and everything. People say, "Oh, you tried this," so you go along for that certain part of help, and then you get to what I call ticking boxes and crossing the T's and dotting the I's. And it's like, well, have you ever been in the military? No, obviously you can't have that help then. We'll try this one. Have you ever done this? No, well, you can't have that help then. And well, give me the help that I want. I want to be able to do this, that, and the other. And you've got to the lists and the checking of boxes and everything drives you mental in itself. And you just feel like, yeah, you've talked about it, but I haven't got anywhere. I'm actually further behind where I was, because I've hit all these roadblocks because they're not letting me go forward a bit more because I haven't served in the military for more than 6 months, or I haven't done any volunteer work for more than a year or something like that. And they won't let you carry forward because you're not ticking the right box or crossing the right T and dotting the right I. It just overwhelms you at times what you've got
Yeah.
to do. To basically, you've just got to just turn up and slice your wrists, basically, and say, "Help me." And I think they just run up with a cold paper towel and a wet paper towel and a drink of water and say, "There, you'll be okay. Try this." Oh no, you can't do that because you're not bleeding enough. It's
Yeah.
just it just boggles your mind why you've got to do all this stuff just to get the simple thing like food. I mean, when I was homeless, they got a charity came out and they took my they take a photograph of where your car's parked, and they take the what 3 words location and everything like that, and you prove that you're living in your car because you've got all your stuff in your car and everything, and they drop you off a homeless. It's like a food rescue parcel. Now I'm in the middle of a park. I've got no access to water. I've got no access to anything really, apart from the views. And they dropped me off some instant coffee, some tea bags, and some
But no
milk.
water.
And I'm like, well, can I have a water? Can I have a kettle? Can I do this? Where's all that? And then all they give you is 1 pack of sandwiches, which is going to last you 3 days. And you've only got like 1 sandwich in it. And shit tons of crisps and everything. You can eat all the crap that comes around you. You can eat all that, but it's not necessarily good for you.
Yeah.
But it's like, how am I supposed to make myself a cup of tea? I've got no clean water. I've got no kettle, and I can't do anything with that. But you're not sort of ungrateful for it, but it just makes your mind think, why have you sent me this when you know I'm out here with nothing?
Yeah.
It it does it give you that feeling that, okay, like you just said, hey, I'm grateful for this, but you know what? You help me. What would be the one simple thing, Richard, that they could have done that would have made a bigger impact on you?
Um,
What about something like physically taking you to a resource that could have
yeah,
helped you?
if they'd have said, right, if you drive to this location here, there's a room there with bathing facilities and kettles and everything, kitchen facilities. You can go there, um, register there, and stay there until you get the help that you need, and we'll flood you with loads of information on ways to help yourself. Then it'd be like going to a library, but a hostel sort of thing, where all the information's there. There's other people that are there that are going through the same as you. You can talk to other people because loneliness comes into it because you're out there on your own. There's nobody else
Yeah,
around,
yeah,
and you've got no one to talk to. All you've got is your phone. You can't use your phone because you might be waiting for a call from a council or something, and you might be battery might be going. You don't know. You've got to save all the battery you can. So yeah, it's you could have done with somewhere like that. Oh, that was the one. There was one place that I could have gone to, but they were going to charge me £50 for the room for 2 weeks. I haven't got £50. Where am I going to get £50 from? I've got no money at all. Can I have a grant?
You know, I've got all the money in the world. That's why I'm in this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Willow, I got a question on a comment that was, I believe you made it earlier. Why is it that we have, in your opinion, of course, this isn't, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, trap you in anything here.
Oh no,
Why is
no.
it, why is it that women are suffering with issues like these less than men? Why, in your mind, why do we have more homelessness of men than we do women?
Because men were brought up differently to women. I know I say this openly, very openly. I should have really been born a boy, but never mind. Um, Men were brought up differently to women. Men were told, you know, men don't show emotion. Men have to be hard. You know, don't ask for help. You know, and I think it's a different era now, and men are still stuck in that time zone of you're too proud to ask for help. Don't show your emotion. You know, and I think women really should consider that as well, that men are still stuck in that era of that time. And if men are listening to this today, then, you know, please don't be ashamed. You know, we are in the 21st century, everything has changed. You know, don't be too proud. You know, come forward for the help. Don't be ashamed. You know, we all fall in life, but it's definitely, I definitely do believe it's an era thing, but I also believe in the army when you toughen up, and I don't think that helps either, because you've got to, I suppose, have this role where you're tough, and you
Hmm.
know, and I can only imagine what it would be like in there as well. And I think, as Wayne's always said, when you come out to a different life and you don't have the army behind you, how hard it must be, you know, when everything looks different.
Well,
Yeah, I mean everything in the forces is regimented. You have a way of doing things, and you do get toughened up. Lois is right. You get toughened up. You're trained to block out things that you may see, things that you may hear, but it doesn't stop your mind from recording those sights and sounds.
Yeah,
And sometimes they play back, and that's when the issues begin, because you could go 10 years out of leaving the service and you could see something that kicks that flashback. And then all of a sudden you're down a rocky road and
yep,
you're looking at where to go. What do you do next? It's affecting you and it's becoming a regular thing. And without that support network there, there's no way out of it. And like for me, I've been fortunate. I've come out the military. I've landed on my feet, and I've managed to carry on where others haven't. They've stumbled and they've disappeared off the face of the earth.
um,
I don't know where they are, what they're doing, and whether they're still alive. And so I'm thankful that I was able to carry on and function properly in Civvy Street, as we call it. Um, and it's been hard, but I've got where I want to be.
Mm.
But now it's my time to help those that can't get to where they need to be, and they need that assistance to get there.
well, I'm
well,
gonna, you know, I'll just say real quick, and then Will, I'll get right back to you. But I'll just say thank you for having that mindset, because, you know, look, we can sit there and expect people who need something to come to us, but if we open our eyes, we can see the need. You know,
Yeah.
we don't need people to come to us all the time. Open your eyes and you can see how we can help people. And that's,
Yep.
you're going to have more of an impact if, you know, because there is a pride affects us all. Like you said earlier, Wayne, you know, that's like telling somebody, you know, leave work at work and home at home. That's such BS. You can't do that. Okay.
No.
I've never went to work and in between leaving the house and getting to work, I became a different person. That's never happened to me. Now you know, and,
It's almost like being schizophrenic.
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah,
was gonna say
A
I
work
did
you and a home
being
you.
a schizo every once in a while, but you know, that's still it's never happened to me that hey, now I'm you know, now I'm Peter. Oh look, I'm Paul. You know, it's never
Yeah.
me. So but yeah, Willow, you were going to respond to Wayne?
Well, Wayne, funny enough, I was doing a wee nosy last night on research and I actually found, and I bet you how funny would it be if you found the exact same thing, right? But I found a veterinary program in the UK called Mantel. Oh, did you find it too?
That's
Oh
one of
no.
the 1,800 organisations that help veterans.
Wow.
Um, And basically, what it does is, guys, it's a male veterinary, and many men in general, I mean, they often struggle in silence. So at Mantel, what they do is they take life experiences and skills, and obviously, it's like a 7 month program. To help veterinaries reconnect with their life skills and support other men, even if they're just listening and offering them an ear. And it looks actually really, really good. It looks like they actually do like just sit round and do different stuff in that, and I think that's really, really good.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
obviously, the biggest groups that are out there is the Royal British Legion, and then you've got the Soldiers, Sailors, and Airmen's Families Association. So they're the two biggest organisations that a veteran can go to, and it doesn't matter whether you serve for 5 minutes, 5 months, 5 years, they will help you. But again, as Lois says, it's a pride thing. We've been sort of engineered to put aside our emotions for our job.
Yeah,
Yep.
And when them emotions and those things start materializing after we leave, that's when we need to have the pride and go, look, I've got a problem. You're not being proud by ignoring it, or being proud by ignoring it. You're being proud by accepting there is an issue and doing something about it.
yeah,
But without that information and that access, that is an issue, and that's what needs to be addressed.
Well,
definitely.
and you know, look, that pride is something that we're all going to have, and we understand that pride is pride, and every single one of us have it. But we need to remember in our pride that there are people around us who are affected by how we are. You know, I mean,
Yep,
Yeah,
people that care about us don't give a damn about our pride because what we're dealing with hurts them too.
yep,
And,
yeah,
you know, how can we, Richard, how can we get people to start waking up to that fact that, you know what, I need to swallow that thing I call pride and remember there are people who care about me. Now I need to pull my head out and let's go to work.
yeah. The simple reason I'm in the place I'm in now in my flat is because I learned to swallow my pride. That was the only thing
Yeah.
that was holding me back, and I just got to that point where I started asking people for help. I phoned my friend up and I said, "Look, can I sleep in your it's got like an outside bar. I said, can I sleep in your pub for a couple of nights whilst it's all cold? Because it was like winter at the time. And Richie says, I'm surprised you haven't rang me before now. He says, what's held you back? I says, I swallowed my pride, mate. He says, don't need your pride round friends. He says, you know I'll look after you. He says, there's work to be done in the yard and everything. He says, as long as you're going to provide a bit of work and do what you need to do, he says, I'm not going to give you the place for you to freeload. He says, but I want to see results like you're going down to the council, you're doing this form, you're doing that form, you've got this far. He says, and every week we'll have a little meeting, see what you've got to do, and we'll work on what you've got to do. So it kept me focused and it kept me out there physically doing something, and it kept me on the straight and narrow for filling out the forms and contacting the certain people. And he'd offer help. He was ringing around his friends who'd got houses of multiple occupancy, and he was ringing around sort of things like that. And then I forwarded an email that was off my doctor actually, and I forwarded it to the council, and they actually I bid on this place I'm in now, but I lost the bid, and everything went quiet for a couple of weeks, and then suddenly I get a phone call. Oh, you're interested in placing Armitage? And I went, yeah. I says, I've lost that bid. She says, no. So we've retracted it because we're going to recommend you for that place. So it was the council that actually recommended that I have this place above anybody else that had bid on the place because of my medical needs. And it's a ground floor flat. It's got all wheelchair access and everything, just in case in later years I need that. And I'm stopping here now. It's great, but it's things like that that help. Like if you learn to swallow your pride, it's a big pill to swallow. But if you learn to swallow your
Yeah.
pride, things start moving a little bit easier.
I absolutely love that one of the things that was in that story is that there was accountability. That was, it wasn't, we've got this term here in the States that just drives me crazy. It's not a handout, it's a hand up. There's got to be a better way to say it because I am so sick and tired of hearing that. But, truthfully, if we tell people, look, we've got this for you, but you got to take your steps, you got to make sure that you're in this to win this. You
Yeah,
can't expect everyone to always follow behind you and pick you up. We're going to try, but you have to do.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
like I like the fact that you had somebody that said, "I'm here for you. Are you?" And Willow, let me ask you this: if we have people who are making us feel guilty about our situation, isn't that a sign that we need to find different people to be around?
definitely, definitely. Because that's just going to drive the person worse. It's not going to make them feel any better.
Yeah.
Um, about the situation. What I would also say is, if you have young kids, use your young kids as a stepping stone
Mm-hmm.
because I wouldn't know what to do without my kids. My kids has been my backbone, my heart, um my absolutely pride and joy since last year. I mean, I've had a lot of losses since last year, and I've took on my daughter. Well, she's my daughter regardless. I love her to bits. But they two have held me up since December, and they are my pride and joy. And I would tell anyone who feels that they don't have anything or they are at a loss. If you have kids, use your kids as your strength because they need you. they need you more than anything in life. Don't ever think that they don't. And you take as much strength with that. It's amazing with the strength that you actually take from your kids. You look at them and they just smile at you, and oh, I wouldn't be with it, Matthew. And it's definitely, well, definitely, as much as I would like to put my hands down their throat sometimes, I
Yeah,
wouldn't be
yeah.
with it. I wouldn't be with it to them because it's amazing what you take strength in.
Willow, you say that, but there are also times that they want to put their hands around your throat as well.
Oh, but I have no
I know
doubt.
I've heard this from my sons many, many, many a time. So
Listen, Zach, I'm under no illusion they're probably planning, plotting, where they're sticking me, what home they're sticking me in.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, without a doubt. Um, yeah. So here in the States, we've got this precaution. Um, it's a sleeve that you put on your gun safe.
Yeah,
And in this sleeve, you take and you slide a picture of something you truly care about on the gun safe, like a picture of your children or something like that. And so that way, if you're contemplating on making that final step and taking your life, you have to look at that picture of your children before you open that gun safe. Do you guys have anything like that there?
we don't
No.
actually know. See to be fair, we don't because, but I'm actually quite fascinated, Zach, that you guys have things like that. That is actually amazing that you have things like that that somebody has that if they do, as you say, feel that that is their last resort, that they have something like that, like a sleeve that they can pull out
Yeah.
that
Yeah, I
emotion.
think I think with us here we have. I mean, I know I do, and I would assume that a lot of people have the same thing. But dotted around my house, there'll be pictures of all of my children. So everywhere I walk, there's reminders of how lucky I am, and how wonderful, regardless of how far they push you, how wonderful my kids are.
Yeah,
And so I've got that constant reminder with me all the time. I have a picture of my grandfather in my wallet, and my grandfather passed away. He was killed in an accident in 1980. He served in the Navy during World War II, and he taught me to read before I even started school. He was my idol and left way too soon. Um, So I've got constant reminders of those that have been there for me, support me, and love everything that I do for them as well as what they do for me.
Yeah.
Um, so
Wayne.
as my kids are my main driving force.
Yeah, Wayne, one of the things that's I love the fact that you said that. The tie clip that I'm wearing today was from my grandfather who was in the Pacific war, and I've got in my back pocket right now the ID of my other grandfather who was a ground medic in World War II. So that they hold such an importance for this show. They, you
Yeah,
know, I watched my grandfather who was a medic. Um, his choices led him to lose his life earlier than he should have. When I was 14, I watched one of the most important men in my life. I watched him to where he had drank himself basically to death, and you know, I from that moment on, I really wanted to find something that we could do to support him because that hurt. I mean, it still hurts today. I'm now in my 50s. This happened, that was actually 40 years ago, and I still remember that pain the day that my grandfather died.
yeah.
And I mean, so uh I again, I want to say thank you to all three of you. We're coming up to the top of the hour. Richard, we're going to start with you. I would like to ask you, what is one thing that we must improve on to help people find a way to get out of their way?
Communication.
Yeah.
It's got to have the everything that's available. We could just do with it on, like, say, one website address. You type it in, everything comes up, all the help you can get from everywhere, anywhere. It all comes up on that one page, and you can click what you need off that page, and there are links to help you get to where you need to be.
Uh,
And
Richard, I just want to make sure that everybody understands this. You and I have never met, right?
yeah,
Okay, and I'm not paying you to say this, right? Well, no, I'm
no,
telling you right now, I'm not paying you to say this.
oh damn,
Yeah, I know. But yeah, because what you just said is exactly what we're doing with the Come Together Compass. That's what that is.
Hmm.
It's going to be a place where people can go and they can find everything like this. So I love the fact that you just said that, because it really validates something that we want to build.
It
So,
needs to be done.
well,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Wayne, what is one thing that we must do to get us to get out of our own way?
I think, like with Richard saying about communication, it's more for me the way I've seen my friends and other people. I think a lot of it is about swallowing your pride. Go and look for the help. There are places you can go to look for these things on the internet. So you can go to libraries, and it's just a case of asking for that help. And if on the other side of the coin, if you see someone that's struggling and you know they're a veteran, regardless of whether they're a veteran or not, and you see somebody struggling and you know that there is an issue there, go and talk to them, give them the help, point them in the right direction, be a friend to them, be kind to them. And I've seen it so many times where I've seen people sitting on the floor saying hungry and homeless, and a lady has gone up and said, "Here's some apples." And they've
Mhm.
thrown them back at them and said, "I want money." And like, well, no, you just said hungry and homeless. That first word is the main thing, hungry. She's given you some food and you've gone and thrown it back out. And
Hmm.
so a little bit of kindness, that's all it takes. And
Yeah,
that will go a long way and will mean a lot to anybody that is homeless, veteran or not. And just give them a hand. Say to them, you will get through this. Everything will be okay. You just need that assistance. Hold my hand and I'll walk with you.
beautiful. Willow?
I really don't like Wayne sometimes because Wayne steals my thunder. And I'm beginning to think that man reads my mind. So I'm going to have to go round the other way. So I would say the greatest thing. So going after what Wayne says, definitely do that, guys. And it's also about maybe looking at. I know many people think that when you go into these places that it's only for this, but it's not really. It's going into places like drug and alcohol places, but they
Mhm.
don't just do drug and alcohol, they do bigger things, they do different things, they do veterinary things as well, I've seen, and they do different things, even going in there for a chat or just chatting to someone. That can brighten up your day. They could point you into directions that they could give you, reconnect with people for your family that could help you as well. It's never too late to start again. Um, I can't think now that Wayne stole my thunder, so that's all I can think, guys. He's caught me off guard, and I've not had time to think of my feet. So, but guys, but honestly, definitely reach out. As I was always told, that it's never too late to start again. It doesn't matter what age you're at. So it's just about taking that first step.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, Willow, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us again.
No, Zach, thank you very much for everything that you do, and
Uh,
thank you very much
I
for
just,
doing this.
I cannot thank you guys enough. Wayne, thank you very much for joining us again.
You're welcome.
Wonderful meeting you, and I hope that I get to meet you next year. Please, please,
Yes, you will.
please make sure that we stay connected throughout the year. We're building a friendship here. We should be able to help each other through this, and only together can we make this happen. So let's continue to do what we do, but let's do it together. How does that sound?
Definitely.
Sounds
Thank
good to
you
me.
so much, Zach. And
All
thank
right.
you to all the veterans out there that do everything for your service. Even if you're an ex-veterinary, thank you for everything that you've done.
Yep. Well, thank you, and I love you all, and I appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon, and look forward to hearing from you guys when we go for number 5. So, but thank you so very much.
Thanks, Zach.
You're welcome.
Yep.
Cheers, Zach. Thank you.
So, I love it. I love it. This is not a look. This isn't a problem in one country. This is a problem that's everywhere. But the things that we're hearing are wonderful, because this isn't a problem that's out of hand. This isn't a problem we cannot do something about. People are coming up with ideas. People are telling us how we can start to fix things. So let's make sure that we've got our mental checklist going through. Let's check the boxes. Let's make this happen. We are done with our first segment. And so we're going to take a 5-minute break. And then if you are anywhere on Facebook, we're probably going to disappear. So go to Things Network or go to Community Pay It Forward YouTube channels, and you will find us there. But please give us 5 minutes. We'll be right back with segment number 2.